Hey, welcome back. It's Robert Ridpath from Health Synergy, and this is part of the 10-week belly fat and stress reduction implementation program. And this is part of the sharing I'm doing with my personal transformation, some of the changes, and we're all pooling our ideas so you can get some great new ideas and strategies to set yourself up to win. So how's it going for you? Are you following along in the book? Are you doing each week of the implementation program? Are you having challenges? Are you having hurdles that you have to get over? I am, that's for sure, and that's why I'm sharing with you. And last week I talked about some of the things: family gatherings, eating out of boredom, low blood sugar headaches, and so on. And in this week, well, on Monday, I got some of my test results. So I want to share those with you and why they're so important. But bigger picture, let's take a look at what we're doing. We're trying to reduce belly fat. To reduce belly fat, you need to get your stress under control. Why? Because stress increases insulin. And insulin is a fat storage hormone. And two, stress, the cortisol hormone, it also causes belly fat to be deposited. So we have to look at all the sources of stress in the body: physical, biochemical, mental, emotional, environmental, and so on. And so all these different stresses put together, when they add them up, it's called the allostatic, or the total load of stressors on the body, right? So it's important that we address all of these different areas. And what I've been looking at, and in this one, this video, we're going to talk about inside the biochemical aspect. So why is it important to get stress under control? Because the cortisol creates and promotes belly fat, and it causes insulin resistance. It drives up insulin, and that promotes fat storage. So what's happened is, and maybe you can relate to this, and many people have, is they start a program and they're going to do the normal strategies, right? They're going to cut some calories, they're going to start exercising a little bit, and they lose a little bit of weight, but they kind of plateau, right? They can't get past a certain level, or they can't lose that last 10 or 15 pounds. So what's going on? Well, what might be going on is something called inflammation. Because again, inflammation is a stress on the body, and inflammation alters and impedes insulin's function, so your body releases more insulin, more fat storage, etc. So we have to look at sources of inflammation, and one key source is food. So food, you can develop sensitivities to different foods. And so I had, in one of the tests I recommended, and I really strongly suggested, is you get a food allergy panel test done. Well, I got mine on Monday, and you know, it's exciting because you're going to get some test results, but it's also, as my doctors, as we always joke, it's a sad day in the office because you get this printout of all the things you can't eat. However, you also get some good news because you find out that, hey, this is a big major source of inflammation. If I address it, these other strategies start functioning and working better, and you can lose the weight. So I had mixed emotions when I got this. And my food allergy panel, it said, there's a note on it, and it said extensive food allergies. And when I looked at it, there's about 25 different things that were kind of way, way off the chart. And guess what? When it comes to food allergies, often it's the foods you eat the most. So for myself, you know, there's wheat, there was dairy, there was eggs, beans and peas, which I eat a lot of. There was citrus, there were nuts, but I'm anaphylactic to nuts, so I figured that's going to be there. And there was all these different things, and it's like, oh, what am I going to eat? What am I going to do? Well, there's actually lots of foods you can eat, but you, more than anything, it's a negative, right? You're getting used to, I can't have that, versus, wow, I now get to try and experiment with these new things. And by the way, what does this mean with an extensive food allergy panel? There's something called cross-reactivity. And what happens is, through your intestinal tract, you develop something called leaky gut. Remember, your intestinal tract is very selective on the things it allows into your blood, which go to your liver. And what happens is, if you get irritation in your intestinal tract, then those tight-knit cells open up. It's like if you're holding water in your hands and your fingers, and you open your fingers up, the water goes out quickly. Same sort of thing. So you get these undigested food particles coming into your blood, and what happens is your immune system sees them and goes, whoa, invader on board, I better attack this. So it does, and it builds antibodies. And now you're sensitive, if you will, to those foods. The good news is, though, You cut them out for the right amount of time, 3 or 4 months, and all of a sudden they disappear. And when you get leaky gut, you get all this stuff coming in, your immune system goes crazy, it starts attacking everything. So that's that cross-reactivity. So even though I had an extensive food allergy sensitivity panel, that will probably dissipate once I start healing this leaky gut, if you will. So this is one of the things we encourage doctors to do with their clients. It's like, okay, you have to sit down with the patient, explain this to them, and then you have to go through an elimination diet. So you cut out all those foods that are causing you a problem, and you go over here and you start eating all these great new foods that your body is not sensitive to. And then you might use specific supplements. Like we talked about those friendly bacteria, those probiotics, key in this situation. There's other nutrients like L-glutamine. L-glutamine helps heal that leaky gut. And then there's prebiotics and all these other things. We'll talk about that in another video. So these are some of the specific supplements you can look at. And now what was really interesting is by the time I've made this video, it's only been 5 days. Oh, I know what I was going to tell you as well. One of the things with the inflammation, when you have it in your body retains water. So you get this toxic bloat, if you will, this inflammatory bloat. And so once you get rid of the inflammation, in this case it's those food allergy particles coming from the leaky gut, once you get rid of them, you tend to lose a lot of fluid. Is it true fat loss? No, but it's fluid retention. It's part of your global weight, and it's unhealthy water retention. So one of the things I found already within 5 days, I am peeing a phenomenal amount. And I maybe shouldn't be telling you that, but it's honest, right? So as I've cut out those foods, all of a sudden I'm starting to feel a little bit better. My brain is a little bit clearer, but I'm peeing a lot. So I know I'm getting rid of a lot of the inflammation and the associated water. So that's really great news. However, I'm having other challenges, right? This keeps going on. I've got a plan, I'm making some new changes, but I'm still not eating enough at the right time. So I've gotten still some of those low blood sugar headaches. I found I'm a little bit afraid of fat. Interesting, right? Because fat, I keep thinking, and even though I know this, I keep thinking eating too much fat, too many calories, it's not going to allow me to reduce my caloric intake enough. So I've been avoiding a little bit of that, but I'm experimenting more with a little bit more protein, a little bit more fat, just to see how that balances my blood sugar and how that makes me feel. So that's really kind of cool. Now the other test I had done was my hormone panel, where we looked at estrogen, testosterone, DHEA, cortisol, and other sex steroid hormones. So there were some mixed results there. Some of the results was that my sex steroid hormones were in normal range, so that was good. My cortisol level, well, could be a little bit better, still a little bit high. And one of the hormones, it's called the mother of all hormones, it's called DHEA, was low. And we now understand the chemistry of why this happens is DHEA is the mother of all hormones. And when you get chronically stressed, we call this the cortisol steal. It steals the way this DHEA levels are lower, but the other metabolic pathways, the other hormones tend to drop down a little bit as well. So this is some good news. So I now know what's going on and I can make changes. That's why it's so important to get the testing done. And also my health coach, Dr. Aaron, and I'll be introducing you to him. He said, Robert, you got this busy brain. You got a lot of stuff going on upstairs. You need to relax a little bit more. So he recommended a Chinese herb taken from green tea called theanine. And that really kind of helps relax my mind, calm me down, sleep better, and so on. So these are things that you have to get some expertise, some outside eyes, if you will, to help you in moving forward with your program. So let's step back and let's look big picture. So if you've been struggling losing belly fat, and I was having some challenges because I was making these changes, I wasn't getting the results I want. You're going through the kind of classic or normal strategies, nothing's shifting. So what happens? You go and you get some outside expert guidance. They do an evaluation. Now you get a clear, concise pathway, a new direction. And they recommend things like some fundamental and key testing of these key parameters. Now, you get those done. say, your hormone and food sensitivities, you come back, what do? Do you give up? No, you reevaluate. My program was good, but it wasn't perfect, and it wasn't quite right for how my physiology, my biochemistry is now, so we changed it. So now I'm still moving ahead, but in a different direction. So we reevaluate, we modify the program, and now already, it's been 5 days, I can really feel this change fast. So that's why this is so important to you, because it's important to get outside eyes. It's important to get some coaching, some experience. Don't do this all alone. Set yourself up to win. So that's my update for you for this week. We'll continue this next week. Keep doing the implementation program. Keep reading the book. Follow along with me. And if you see something you like, please share it. Share it with your friends and with others, because so many people have these challenges. They're going to really thank you that, hey, thanks for setting me up with this program. I'm feeling great. And if you're going to do something, do it together. Become accountable to others. They'll become accountable to you. And that way it sets you up to win. I'm Robert Ridpath. Go out, live healthy, have a great day, and I'll see you in the next video.